नमस्ते, आप सभी का स्वागत है आज के इस AMA नंबर 109 में। वेलकम एवरीवन टू दिस एपिसोड ऑफ AMA नंबर 109। बिफोर वी स्टार्ट, प्लीज रिमेंबर यू कैन आस्क क्वेश्चंस। आप प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं वाया व्हाट्सएप एंड वाया सुपर चैट। तो आइए, लेट्स स्टार्ट। Yuri Bezmenov, how sure is JD that India becomes Hindu Rashtra? Well, technically, India is already a Hindu Rashtra. A Hindu Rashtra that practices secularism. That is also the attribute of Hinduism, that it is by nature. By nature, it treats everybody equally. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram. So technically, it is already Hindu Rashtra. Only thing is that the de jure, de facto, we are a Hindu Rashtra. But the de jure prescription remains. That, according to me, but the analysis that I have done, I think in the next 15-20 years, even that de jure position will happen. That, of course, is entirely my assessment. Other people could agree or disagree. How sure are you that India doesn't lose Bengal again? There's no way. There's no chance. If India did not lose the Kashmir Valley with 97% Muslims, there's no chance that a state with 30% Muslims could go away. Next. RM. Putin Wagner Group standoff may be nothing but a huge staged drama to confuse the enemy and maybe even attract last-ditch major offensive from remaining battered Ukrainian troops. Your thoughts, sir? I don't know whether you saw my video, which I posted about 1.5 hours back. That's exactly what I said. I said this looks like a Putin masterstroke. Next. Anurag Bari, sir. How much more I have to wait for your book, All Religions Are Not Equal? Well, the title is All Religions Are Not the Same. Good to see you are preparing the next generation to carry your work. I wish I could also be part. Take care of yourself, sir. Thank you very much, Anurag ji. The book should be with the publisher by the end of next month. In fact, I have almost completed it. Only 3 chapters are remaining. But there will be some last minute brushing up. So that's why I'm giving you the outer limit. It should be with the publisher by the end of next month. Chintan, did guns, modern weapons help British to conquer India? Hindu kingdoms defeated Muslims who were greater in number, but failed against the British who were very few in number. It wasn't just the guns and the modern weapons, it was also their method of fighting and the regimentation, because they were probably the first to have what is called a 100% dedicated army with them. Their methods of training, their methods of regimentation, all of them were responsible, and they were able to bring cohesion into their armies, something which the Hindu armies and the Muslim armies lacked, because they were still following the feudal system of banding together disparate troops drawn in from different feudals. That was a limitation that they had. They had not modernized their army structures. They hadn't also invested enough into modern weaponry. Yes, that was a factor too. Next. Prajwal. Namaskaram, Sanjay Garu. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Next. TNP क्रिएशन, आप टाइगर राजा सिंह के बारे में क्या सोचते हैं? टाइगर इज टाइगर भाई, टाइगर राजा सिंह तो टाइगर है, और ऐसे टाइगर हमें और भी चाहिए। नेक्स्ट, प्रज्वल सूर्य, हाउ कांग्रेस Gandhi Nehru ruined India, why did we facing a lot of problems nowadays? We've done a lot of videos on this contribution of Gandhi Nehru. In fact, there's a whole series. It is called Blunder Boy Nehru. You can have a look at that. And about Gandhi also, we have done so many. You only have to search our the Jaipur Dialogues homepage. Prateek, Sanjay sir, why there is no YT join option on JD? Well, in our assessment, we thought that we cater to everybody equally, and that's why we did not create that join button. And also, to add to that, we have our own subscription model. If we had a join button on JD, then we would be parting with something like 45% to YouTube. And we have our own subscription model. You can subscribe directly to us. You can see that scroll which is running below the screen, and on that you can go to the description and subscribe to us directly, help us directly. Next, Yuri Bezno, can you explain the effects of UCC, especially considering demographics change? See, if you look for direct effects, then you would not find them. The basic principle of having one law for everybody in a so-called quote unquote secular country is the basic reason. That is one. Second is, of course, you could go to the Constituent Assembly debates and see what the great people there, especially K. Munshi and Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer and Dr. Ambedkar, said during the debate. It is also quoted in one of my articles on medium.com, which says that I think its title is Uniform Civil Code is not one civil code, something like that. It's on medium.com. So that also you can look at. See, the problem is with only one community, because all other communities, the laws are almost similar. So all you need to do is to bring them under one umbrella. The problem is only with one community, which has been treated as a privileged community all through uh, the British India times. The demographics change, or the effect on demographic, would be indirect in the sense that right now all their personal laws, they actually do not look at the law, they look at the clerics. And because of that, clerics have a very unhealthy and undue influence on the community. Once that influence is removed, then the people would be able to act independently. So it is some kind of bringing independence to that community, which will liberate them from the clutches of these clerics. And that in itself would create a situation where demographics would become the same as everybody else. That is the likely effect. Of course, even now, it has leveled off to a great deal. There used to be a difference of something like 1.4 or 1.5 in TFR. Right now, it is just 0.4 or 0.5. Next. ओंकार जोशी सर, आपका थ्रेटनिंग होता है क्या कभी? आपने पीस लिविंग कम्युनिटी से प्लीज टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ इन जयपुर डायलॉग्स, ऐसा थ्रेटनिंग व्रेटनिंग तो नहीं हुआ कभी। But yes, we do keep receiving a lot of legal notices and we face legal cases. That does happen. Yuri Bezno, do you foresee NRC coming after UCC? There's no connection between the two. Next. Shaktiman sir, how to make right cool for the young generation? By making the narrative cool, and also by bringing the terrible nature of the other religions which they try to make cool for others by camouflaging their faults. Next. You can ask your questions via WhatsApp and Super Chat. Chintan, sir, was Rama, Kalki, Krishna avatar mentioned in Vedas or any other scriptures before they were born? If yes, then how it is possible? Not to my knowledge. The Puranas and the Itihas, they are the ones, and they said the Itihas means it said that this is how it happened. So I am not aware of any scripture that predicts these avatars. Next. Devinder Singh, your view on PDA. Can they beat Modi in 2024? Well, PDA is not yet into shape. Let's see how it goes. We're already seeing a rebellion. Even the day the meeting happened, there was a rebellion. So before you take it seriously, we want to see some contours. Next. Yuri Bezunov, why has government not deported Rohingyas and illegals even after SC giving judgment about these people should be deported? Ashwini Upadhyay case. No, I think you are under a mistaken assumption. SC has never said that you deport it. In fact, they have there are a number of judgments in this. There isn't just one, and nowhere have they said that you deport them immediately or something like that. In fact, they keep putting human rights obstacles here and there. And when the government wanted to remove people from Jammu, there also they got some kind of a stay. Next, Shri and Shukla. As a Shukla clan, I oppose Manoj Muntashir. But why still Hindu ecosystem is still struggling in India? Why can't we drop the nuclear bomb on Saudi Arabia? Why should we drop nuclear bomb on Saudi Arabia? I don't understand the logic. I'm sorry, शुक्ला जी, जरा थोड़ा मनोज मुंतशिर की तरह हमसे सवाल ना करें. Please tell us what is the logic behind this angst against Saudi Arabia. Next. Shaktiman sir, UCC is hopefully coming. Will we see NRC too? I can't say anything on that. Next. ओंकार जोशी, संजय सर, आपका पीस लवन कम्युनिटी से थ्रेटन किया जाता है क्या कभी? इसका उत्तर मैं दे चुका हूँ अभी भी. नेक्स्ट, अमेय घाटे, the K buggers in Mississauga are holding a rally today demanding an investigation for Government of India's involvement in the Air India Kanishka bombing. This is surely the joke of the century. This is the joke of the millennium, not just the century. Next. What's the best translation of Mahabharata in English? Well, I think there are three Mahabharata translations available, critical translations. One is Sukhtankar, the other is Bori, and the third is um, recently done by Vivek Devroy. I don't trust Bori translation too much. I think Vivek Devroy translation could be good. I think Gita Press also has a translation in English. I'm not sure. So please check if Gita Press has a translation. Because if Gita Press has a translation, there's no match to that. Because they do it with great Shraddha, and they bring out the best. Of course, I read Gita Press translation, but in Hindi. So please check if Gita Press has a translation in English. Nothing to beat that. But otherwise, you can try Vivek Devroy. Bori translation I don't trust. Sukh Tankar and Vivek Devroy, and if Gita Press has in English. मयंक जय श्री राम गुरुजी, क्या मनीष कश्यप का छूटना 1 साल से पहले संभव है? संभव हो सकता है, तो हाई कोर्ट में मजबूती से लड़ना पड़ेगा। इसके अतिरिक्त तो क्योंकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने हाई कोर्ट के ऊपर छोड़ दिया है, तो वो जो कुछ भी होगा वो हाई कोर्ट से ही कराना पड़ेगा। नेक्स्ट, SDG, please take on Hindi news channels for pushing Urdu words. E.g. word जहन replaced ध्यान in usage. सलामत रहे दोस्ताना हमारा भाई चित्रा आज तक on Modi US. Well, they have their own freedom of expression, but whenever we can pull them up, we do. Radha Madhavi Kuppa. Namaste, Sanjay Dikshit ji. How can we enlighten Hindu voters about Congress dirty tactics of Revadi culture to Hindu vote bank split to win election? Thank you. I think as far as the voters are concerned, it should be the task mainly of the political party which is competing with them. And BJP has its task cut out. Right now, the Congress social media campaign is doing better than it used to do. And I think the BJP needs to pull up its socks and match them. DPS Jadon. प्रणाम गुरु जी, 24 मार्च को मणिपुर के बहुत से क्षेत्रों से AFSPA हटाया गया। 3 मई से हिंदू संघार चालू हो गया। सरकार ने बेवकूफ़ी क्यों की? क्या यही समय है मणिपुर को यूटी घोषित करने का? नहीं, मणिपुर को यूटी घोषित करना इस समस्या का समाधान नहीं है। मैं आपसे सहमत हूँ कि AFSPA जो है वहाँ पर दोबारा लगाया जाना चाहिए। बहुत सारी समस्या इसलिए भी उत्पन्न हुई क्योंकि AFSPA हटाने के कारण असम राइफल्स का जो क्षेत्र है जहाँ वो एक्शन ले सकती थी वो अत्यंत सीमित हो गया, और इससे जो है वो कुकी उग्रवादियों को इसका उनको लाभ मिला। लेकिन यह भी सत्य है, ये ध्यान रखें कि जो संघार हो रहा है वो दोनों तरफ से हो रहा है। मेतेई जो हैं वो एक लड़ाका कौम है और वो किसी भी तरह से हल्के नहीं पड़ रहे हैं। यदि ऐसा जो है लगता है कि साहब वो हल्के पड़ रहे हैं, ना, कतई नहीं, हल्के वो भी नहीं पड़ रहे हैं। इसीलिए आप देख रहे हैं कि लगातार कांग्रेस जो है वो इस समय अंतर्राष्ट्रीय दबाव डालकर ये प्रयास कर रही है कि किसी तरह से जो मुख्यमंत्री हैं उनको हटा दिया जाए। ये मुख्यमंत्री ही हैं जिनके कारण से यहाँ काफ़ी कुछ मेतेई को संरक्षण मिला था, और उसकी प्रतिक्रिया में ये अंतर्राष्ट्रीय शक्तियों ने ये कार्यक्रम करवाया है। AFSPA दोबारा लगना चाहिए, आवश्यकता हो तो इंटरनल इमरजेंसी भी डिक्लेयर किया जाना चाहिए। यूटी घोषित करना कोई इसका समाधान नहीं है। बाकुल दादा, हाउ घर वापसी शुड बी इनकरेज्ड? एनी घर वापसी साइट्स और चैनल्स टू फैसिलिटेट प्रोक्लेम इन्फ्लुएंस चेंज? घर वापसी तो भाई कॉल दे रखी है ना लोगों ने कि हर एक व्यक्ति अपने आसपास 2 लोगों को परिवर्तित कर दे। और अभी तो आप देख रहे हैं कि हमारे जो एक्स मुस्लिम भाई लोग हैं उन्होंने तो पूरा धमाल मचा रखा है। और वो तो हाथों हाथ परिवर्तन करा देते हैं। नहीं तो आप हिंदू महासभा में जा सकते हैं, आप आर्य समाज में जा सकते हैं। बिल्कुल। नेक्स्ट। शिवम श्री गुरुजी संजय सर, उम्मत से तमगे लेके क्या लाभ, जिम्मीवाद है क्या ये, डीएनए जुमला एनिमल डॉक्टर से महामानव तक पहुंच गया, 1916 से इंच पर इंच शरीयत बढ़ रहा है। ना भाई, ये इंच पर इंच शरीयत बढ़ता तो नहीं मानते हम लोगों ने तो शरीयत को बहुत पीछे छोड़ दिया, आपको पता है। और जहाँ तक ये अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पुरस्कार इत्यादि का जो प्रश्न है, ये तो देखिए, ये अंतर्राष्ट्रीय जो कूटनीति होती है उसका एक स्वाभाविक अंग है। इसमें हमको बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ और पढ़ना नहीं चाहिए। नेक्स्ट। प्रतीक संजय जी, इफ वन मैन हु होल्ड्स 2 passports which is not legal is roaming free just because it benefits BJP to win, don't you think it's morally wrong? Well, if you are referring to a certain dynast, then I am afraid that it is not conclusively proved that he is holding 2 passports. The day it is conclusively proved and then they do not take action, I don't think the people will let them. Somebody will definitely approach a court and then they will have to. Right now, it is not conclusively proved. That is the situation. Next. Mithilesh Kumar, conversion through apps. Is it a result of computer plus Quran? BJP governments not open good schools in place of madrasas and give good scholarship to all poor students instead of minorities. Let me tell you something. The minority funding went down by 40% in this year's budget. We had told you this, but then we should also look at some positive developments that have happened. If you want it to become zero in one go, I don't think that is either advisable or desirable. These things are done bit by bit, and the budget went down by a whopping 40%. Next. Shaktiman sir, what is the future of Manipur and Catholics? Future of Manipur is secure, Meiteis are strong, and not only that, they are playing victims very well. So they have obviously learned from the copybook of the Christians. Next. Yuri Bezanov, why is government transforming all Hindu spiritual places into tourist destinations? Something like it's a cheap family resort. I don't agree with you. I think every Hindu place of pilgrimage deserves decent facilities. And if those decent facilities are being provided, why should anybody have any objection? Is it necessary that we should go to our places of pilgrimage and roam around in filth and dirt and dirty streets and mm, unkempt temples? Why should that happen? Why can't the places be spot clean, like the gurdwaras are, for instance? This is something that I'm completely unable to understand. And what is tourist destination? Tourism or yatra, what it is called, is as old as Sanatan Dharma itself. Yatra is one of the pious practices that are recommended in Sanatan Dharma. If you translate them as tourism in English, that doesn't mean that its character will change. Sorry, I don't agree with you at all. ओंकार जोशी, सॉरी सर, डबल क्वेश्चन हो गया था मेरा. ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम्स. देवेंद्र सिंह सर, फ्यूचर ऑफ केजरीवाल इन 2025 असेंबली इलेक्शन. अभी कुछ नहीं कहेंगे हम, अभी कुछ नहीं कहेंगे केजरीवाल के बारे में. अभी हम देखते हैं कि 2024 में क्या होता है केजरीवाल का, उसके बाद ये तय होगा। नेक्स्ट। Ankur Desai, I heard some Pakistani accusing Indian army of raping Kashmiri women. Was there any lone incident like that? I did not find articles on the internet. Why only 2 days back they have caught 2 doctors who converted an incident of drowning into rape by the Indian army. And because of that, a lot of people had to suffer. But then the truth has finally come out and those doctors have been arrested. I think you're talking of that incident only. Shaktivan, so can GOI make FRBM like act to stop freebies? The FRBM already stops them from overspending. And if it stops them from overspending, that is as good a check on the freebies as there can be. Now, of course, the Election Commission has also proposed that anybody who is announcing freebies has to actually give the source of the revenue and also has to provide the full budget. How they're going to budget it in their next budget that they would do if they win. So that also should be a good deterrent. विजयन, जब रेल से यात्रा सस्ती है सड़क के मुकाबले फ्रेट और यात्री के लिए, तो सरकार 8 लेन एक्सप्रेस के बजाय 4 लाइन हाई स्पीड रेल क्यों नहीं बना रही? क्या रेल बनाना सड़क से महंगा पड़ता है? जी हाँ, रेल बनाना सड़क से बहुत महंगा पड़ता है, बहुत महंगा पड़ता है, लगभग 4-5 गुना महंगा पड़ता है। नेक्स्ट। विजेंद्र का भ्रष्टाचार के आरोप लगने के बाद केजरीवाल की चुनाव फंडिंग पर कुछ असर पड़ा है? पढ़ना तो चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से, लेकिन अभी उनके पास पंजाब की सरकार है, वो वहां से कितना खींच रहे हैं ये मैं कह नहीं सकता। विजेंद्र, क्या DRDO और HAL जैसे संस्था में भी सीनियरिटी के आधार पर प्रमोशन है? क्या इन्हें परफॉर्मेंस के हिसाब से प्रमोट किया जा सकता है? भाई ये पब्लिक सेक्टर यूनिट्स हैं, तो बाकी PSU की तरह यहाँ भी वही सिस्टम लागू होते हैं। रिकी समाप, सर क्या प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट को रिपील के बजाय अमेंड नहीं किया जा सकता, जिसमें गुरुद्वारे और जैन टेम्पल्स को छोड़ के मंदिर मस्जिद उससे बाहर कर दिए जाए, जिससे कोर्ट्स में रुकावट ना आए? भाई हमने तो केवल सेक्शन 4 का ही रिपील मांगा है, हम सेक्शन 3 को तो छेड़ ही नहीं रहे, हम पूरे एक्ट को छेड़ ही नहीं रहे, हमने केवल सेक्शन 4 को चैलेंज किया है और सेक्शन 4 को ही कहा है कि भाई इसको हटा दीजिए, जिसमें 1947 का एक राइडर डाला हुआ है, बस वो हटा दीजिए, बाकी तो हम सब जीत लेंगे, कोई चिंता की बात ही नहीं है। नेक्स्ट। Yuri Bezano, so what are the hurdles to government deporting Rohingyas? Yes, I know you said human rights thing. The courts are not letting it happen. Next. RR, thank you ji. Chintan, is Madhu Kishore a Modi hater or not? Well, a critic doesn't necessarily have to be a hater. Next. RR ji, धन्यवाद। आश्रय सचदेव सर, माई क्वेश्चन इज, कहीं ऑर्डर ऑफ द नाइल मिलने के बाद वापस आके फिर से तृप्तिकरण और तुष्टिकरण ना शुरू हो जाए फॉरेन प्रेशर में? आई डोंट थिंक इजिप्ट हैज एनी लिवरेज ओवर इंडिया। वैसे तो इवन कतर डिड नॉट हैव एनी लिवरेज, बट देन certain people had interests in Qatar. I don't think they have any interest in Egypt. Next. Ashray Sachdeva sir, one more thing. कृषि बिल के समय राज्यसभा में कोई मेजॉरिटी नहीं थी, पर फिर भी पास होके वापस ले लिया गया, तो क्या गारंटी है कि आगे कोई लेजिस्लेशन लाके वापस नहीं लिया जाएगा? और डू यू थिंक दिस गवर्नमेंट हैज द माइट टू अमेंड द POW एक्ट, वक्फ एक्ट? अब क्या कह सकते हैं, वैसे तो देखिए जब सर पे आती है और जब चुनाव सर पे आते हैं तो जीतने के लिए कुछ भी किया जा सकता है। और इनको यदि सपोर्ट चाहिए हिंदुओं का तो पीओडब्ल्यू एक्ट और वक्फ एक्ट को अमेंड करने से अच्छा और कोई काम ये कर नहीं सकते। यूसीसी से भी 10 गुने ज्यादा इसका इम्पैक्ट आएगा। Kiran Janre, was Dr. Ambedkar right in converting people in Buddhism when the people of this country were already divided by religion and politics? Has this served any purpose for Dalits? I think he only wanted to be someone who is revered by Dalits so that he will be remembered in times to come. Was conversion his personal agenda? पहली बात तो ये है कि भाई बुद्धिज्म में कन्वर्शन का कोई सिद्धांत नहीं है. So whatever he did was basically a publicity stunt. Nothing more than that. And the uh, 22 wars or the 23 wars that he prescribed, they were completely antithetical to Buddhism. Therefore, what he calls Buddhism is not Buddhism at all. Next. Ambuja, sir, do these columnists like Tavleen Singh and others in Indian Express think that those who can understand these columns are that fool because they keep giving lectures on democracy to Modi but fail to name Mamata types even once? I agree with you. I agree with you completely. Nobody takes Tavleen Singh seriously these days. Next. Ambarish Deshpande, Namaskar Dikshit ji, do you think we will ever see history textbooks properly revised during our lifetime? I think we should. We should. Probably we would. I am quite hopeful. Next. Adarsh Kumar, which gods were worshipped during Satya Yuga? All the Vedic gods. You have a full list, especially Agni, Varuna, Indra, Marut, etc. Hiranyagarbha, Vikas Agrawal, respected Sir Adam Seeker and his prodigy Sahil में घमंड आ गया है. They do not want to listen to anybody's views. Your take on that? I haven't listened to them, but when they come here, they're pretty okay on Jaipur Dialogues. Next, life is a question. Is our future खोद खोद मूसा मारे राज करे भुजंग? Good one. So, sir, what do you think is going to be the outcome of West Bengal Panchayat elections? TMC will win. Panchayat election is, in any case, most places it is won by the ruling party only. Next. Shaktivan, sir, we should pressurize government to fund ASI to do more excavations across all the destroyed temples. When they find more artifacts, narrative will change. Well, they are defunding ASI. That's one of the worst things that they could have done, but they've done that. Devinder Singh said, Nirmala Sitaraman take on Obama. Your view? Well, she has been guarded. My own view on Obama is much more damning. Next. Satish Kumar, why is Modi propagating misinformation of thousand years invaders rule and Tamil as oldest language? Well, refuted him yesterday. I did refute him yesterday. Next. Here is our new series, latest series of t-shirts. You can see Bhagwan Shankar, you can see the Chhatrapati Shivaji, and you can see Dharmo Rakshata Rakshata, and plus you have all the other goodies here, including my books. Next. Abhay, how are Hindus doing in Kashmir now? Can NCPC, PDP, INC in a position to come back in 2024? I'm afraid not very well, not very well. In fact, there aren't many left. In any case, and there has been one more exodus. You can call it the eighth exodus ongoing. So I'm not very happy with the situation there. And BJP is not going to win the Kashmir election. That's for sure. Austin, why doesn't Government of India officially update how old is Bharat? As of now, government keeps saying 5,000 plus, but we already know Dwarka, for example, is 23,000 plus. They are very apologetic about everything Indian. Next, Akshay Patil, sir, what would be recommended reading order to understand Sanatan Dharma? Can you team also make a post on JD site with more detail? It's already there. I think that list is already there, isn't it? We'll. It's there on the website. We'll put the link in the description for your benefit. Last minute programmer. If MGB makes caste census and increasing reservation cap above 50% as the main issues for 2024, how should BJP counter this? Courts will take care of it. Already, on Bihar census, the court has put a stay on it. The census is a central list subject, a union list subject. The states can't do them. Next, अभिषेक जी नमस्ते संजय जी, मैंने कुछ महीने पहले महाभारत के खंड पढ़ना चालू किया है, 2-4 साल में पूरा हो जाएगा. आप अपने शो पे नीतीश भारद्वाज मुकेश खन्ना को बुलाइए एक बार. आपका सुझाव है तो प्रयास करेंगे. नेक्स्ट, आनंद राजप्पन. Can Jaipur Dialogues team try to engage other regions like EU or Australian Indian origin people like how it does with the US? Well, I do bring EU people sometimes, and brought some Australians also, Salvatore, for instance. But US engagement is larger because we have a JD USA operating in the US. Because US is a large place. Next. Ram Kapoor, Namaste Sanjay ji. Please tell that Islamists would take over India by 2034. Why should I tell that? And please tell when you will bring Anuj Dhar again. Let's see. And when will you do a program on Sindh partition with Prakash Srivastav? And what we can do, make Akhand Bharat with 100% Hindu population. Pretty tall order, Ram Kapoor ji. We will try and meet your expectations. Bakul Dada, at what point should India intervene if Pakistan keeps giving away sovereignty little by little to China and eventually gets access to Arabian Sea? No, we don't have to intervene because Pakistan is being eaten away already by various forces. And China will not be able to control this restless region. No, no way. Next, Onkar Paratkar. Thank you जी, धन्यवाद. JBJP SDG, योर सेवा ऑन भारतीय भाषा शब्द उच्चारण को प्रणाम. धन्यवाद जेबी जी. शांतनु कुलकर्णी, आदि पुरुष पे गवर्नमेंट शांत क्यों है? अरे आदि पुरुष खत्म हो गई यार, बचा क्या उसमें? Is dead and gone. We have destroyed it, and that we have shown that we don't have to depend on the government for everything. You and me have destroyed this movie. मेजर बीजेपी लीडर्स को नाम मूवी में है, वो तो उनको पता ही नहीं था ना. राम नाम कह के साहब रामायण बना रहे, रामायण पे बना रहे, तो रामायण पे सबने सपोर्ट कर दिया. उनको भी बेवकूफ बनाया गया जैसे हमको आपको बनाया गया पहले 2-3 दिन. नेक्स्ट, Monadhar. How can we convince people when they say Mahabharata and Ramayana are myth. Can you please do a series on it? We will do it. It's very easy to prove. Whatever is described in Mahabharata and Ramayana, all those places, all those archaeological remains, they are all still there. They're there for anybody to see, especially covering the supernatural instance. How can Karna have Kavach Kundal attached to them? That is what is called the Adhidaivik Nirupana. So you have to, in that sense, if you want a rational explanation, then you have to reduce it to the Adi Bhautikan. That there is a technique which is given in the Nirukta. Nirukta is a Vedanga. So use that technique. I used it in my Krishna trilogy. Omkar Paradkar, Namaste Sanjay ji. Are you aware that organization like ISKCON appear Sanatani, but they are necessarily not? Well, any organization that is promoting Krishna is liable to be Sanatani, and Sanatan, by the way, is not one thought. So if somebody says that Krishna is the superior God among all, that remains Sanatani, that doesn't go away. Namaste, Sanjay ji. That's done. Yuri Bezunov. Been trying to reach out to you for conversation about New World Order. I'm even willing to pay for it. Everyone, including Master Stroke Wadi, Ankit Shah and Vibhuti ji. I say this with respect. Yuri Bezunov ji, as I had said earlier also, we need to see your work. Why don't you send us something which you have written? Why don't you send us something, uh, an article or a book? How do we know whether our engagement with you will be fruitful? So we need something, In any case, even we don't even know your name. We don't know what you do. We don't know what you've written. We don't know what is your specialty. We don't know anything about you. How do we engage with you? That is our problem. So please send an article on, say you want to engage on New World Order. Send us something. Send us a summary of what you've written or what you want to write. Write some 2,000 words, 3,000 words on it and send it to us. Next. Shaktiman, stone pelting on Vande Bharat, Howrah derailment. In future, they might blast Chenab Bridge. How will we control these sleeper cells of infra-terrorism? Well, we have to trust our law and order machinery. And in any case, if you really look at these statistics, then you will find that these cases of intra-terror or whatever other terror is concerned, or railway accidents, have all gone down. They've all gone down. Once in a way, accidents will happen. It happen in the most advanced countries as well. Next. Yuri Bezunov, who was the king queen of Harappan civilization? There isn't any information on that. Next. रुद्र प्रताप बारडे, एनके की उससे इतनी दुश्मनी क्यों है? What US did NK? Who is NK? NK कौन है भाई? Next. ज्ञानी आदमी. What is the right thing to do if someone insults Hindu god at workplace? Is there a law that we can use? 295A you can use. Yes, there is a legal procedure. An FIR can be filed. And of course, looking at the situation, you can give it back also, depending upon how the situation. That is something that only you can assess. Next. Bhanu Pratap, What do you think about Arnab? I think he's pseudo Sanatani and nationalist. Republic is not professional like CNN. Too much shouting and fake drama and CGI on channel. I agree with you entirely. Next. Shaktiman, sir, if Aryan invasion theory is wrong, why do so many Greek gods match Hindu devatas and why are Dravidian languages so different from the north? We have detailed episodes on this, Shaktimanji, on the Aryan invasion theory. All you need to do is to go on our homepage and type Aryan invasion theory. You'll get many episodes. Next. Praveen SDG, why doesn't Modi take questions from media? That's a huge problem, This media questions, the way they ask questions, they don't ask questions actually. They give speeches, rhetorical questions. That is why, what I do, even during Jaipur dialogues, you would have noticed that we don't let people ask questions directly from the audience. What we do is that we ask them to write it down and send it to us, and then we choose questions. We don't take up every question. We choose questions which are good, and then we filter them. RP, hope you patch up with Tufail for greater cause. He is only person with clarity of thought in RW's message needs your huge platform. Please start having him again. Thank you. Next. सत्यव्रत मोहंती कैन बीजेपी विन मध्य प्रदेश क्या लाडली बहना काम आएगी एज ऑफ नाउ बीजेपी इज falling behind. Don't know how it will go later, but if elections were to take place today, BJP could lose in Madhya Pradesh. Yuri Bezano, why can't we have first 10 amendments in our constitution like USA? Meaning? No, I didn't quite understand the question. I'm sorry, Yuri. I don't know what you want to say. The amendment procedure in India is far more easier than it is in the US. So naturally, the US would have a lot less amendments. संतोष कारकेरा नमस्ते गुरुजी प्लानिंग टू स्टार्ट जेडी तमिल कन्नड़ा तेलुगु मलयालम भोजपुरी गुजराती मराठी संस्कृत regional languages to reach billions. For reaching billions we need billions of dollars which we don't have. Next. Next. Akhilesh Kumar, TV channels are inviting Maulanas and Islamists for debates, giving them a platform to convey their toxic views about India. Isn't good for India? No, it is not good. But then people have to learn self-discipline. Next. What is future of Islam in the world and in Asia Pacific after Iran turning atheist and Pakistan destabilizes? No, I think the future of Islam is pretty pathetic. Also, even the future of Christianity is pretty pathetic. It's because in the information age, they cannot go about converting people through deceit or even keeping people in their religion through deceit and through brutalities. Next. महेंद्र आचार्य कृपया गाइए आंगल जन तो तेणे कहिए जब परधन लूटने आवे रे पर दुख के हेतु होकर भी मन लज्जा न जाने रे ऐसा कोई सगा नहीं जिसे आंग्लों ने ठगा नहीं गुड वन थैंक यू महेंद्र जी नेक्स्ट मिथिलेश कुमार Mr. Modi beautifully replied to an aggressive question in US press conference. Do you think that by not doing any press conference, Mr. Modi is missing a chance to propagate his narrative worldwide? I don't think so. He does enough in his own Man Ki Baat and other things by which he can convey his views. The prostitutes do not deserve that respect. I don't know why they could do, as if doing press conferences something that does great credit to anybody. Most press conferences are silly anyway, and their officers are doing it and they're conveying the official positions. Vipul Anand. Pew Research published that Hindu will increase because after 2000, Muslims getting educated and having four wives is low. Also, average women birth rate is two children. Yes, I've been saying that for a long time. In Jaipur dialogues, I've said this so many times that this is a bogey, that Muslims will overrun India through population explosion. Next. Praveen Singhania, Modi's last public meeting in US has said this is the moment, the right moment. Do you think message went through that they will get 80 value today but 3 in 5 years? So they should rush to India with investment. I think the sense is dawning that the demise as dollar is not very far. So people will hedge their bets. Next. RR Sanjay ji post UCC, will the clerics lose their hold on a specific community? Can this be a potential risk for a reactionary over radicalization as part of vengeance from clerics? Well, your question is actually contradictory because if you're assuming that they lose their hold, then how will they create, how will they use this as a vehicle for their vengeance? Next. How many seats BJP win in Lok Sabha 2024 Rajya Sabha? Well, we don't know how it is going to be. We are carrying out an exercise, our 6 monthly exercise, which we will update you with very soon. Next, Yogendra Gangwar, do Hindus sell their own home ladies also if they get freebies, as we have seen in Delhi and Karnataka? I think it's an inappropriate question. I'll not answer this. Next. Page, sir, can one challenge the addition of secular and socialist in preamble and SC? You can challenge anything, but you don't have much hope of any success in this. Next. Chambal Putra, Nirmala ji response felt more like justification of what Obama said. NS statement seems like an employee enumerating his contributions during the appraisal, so it felt a bit weaker response on Indian side. Obama's statement was wrong at all levels. We don't need to prove statistics to prove our point. Obama is too slow and shameless in issuing such statement. Why don't you go through the Jaipur dialogues narrative? Use that. Ministers have to be guarded in their speech. Next. Dr. K. Chakrabarti, why Manipur is still burning? Please do an episode on this if possible. We will. We will. Next. भाविक छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की कुछ बेहतरीन किताब बजाय मराठी में होती तो और अच्छा। आप जीडी में छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज के विषय पर बोलने के लिए किसी अच्छे वक्ता को लाएं। धन्यवाद। हमने तो बहुतों को लाया और भी लाते रहेंगे भविष्य में। ये तो रिपीट है। दिस इज अ रिपीट। धन्यवाद। With that we come to the end of this show. I think there is one more. When will Hindu temple be free from government control? We can't say. That is something that we don't know. Manal Kundi farm laws being implemented for states apart from Punjab, Haryana, and Western UP. The rest of the country would have benefited, and the protesters might have seen and changed their stance in the coming years. That is something the states can do themselves because this is concurrent list. But yes, in principle, I agree with your suggestion. And with that, we come to the end of this show. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.